Good morning. We're all going on a European tour, a European tour, a European tour.
Glass of water, cheers.
First of all, I would like to welcome you to West Ham Reunited. I'm Andy. We've got Carl and we've got Jazz. But first of all, this is our first episode with our sponsor Glazewise. So if you want doors, windows, conservatories, he's your man. John and his team do fantastic things and provide 10-year guarantee. And most importantly, if you quote West Ham Reunited, I repeat, if you quote West Ham Reunited, you get discount. You get discount.
We like discounts, don't we? We like discounts. Yep.
Yeah.
Brilliant. I might need something from him soon, I think.
Yeah, no.
Great.
Definitely.
Thank you, John.
Yeah. Thank you, John. First of all, Carl, how are you, mate? You good?
Yeah, doing well. Very excited for today. It's a good day for West Ham, I suppose. I know we haven't had the actual game results yet, but we can only be excited. So, excited, yeah.
Yeah, Jazz, what about you, mate? You excited?
Very, very, mate. Very excited. Yeah, a little bit in mixed mind, whether I wanted to be there or not. And to be honest, I'd rather be at the other two games. I think purely because I think the city's a bit more nicer and more to do and that kind of thing, really. But yeah, I know a lot of people out there at the moment, so hopefully they all have a safe, enjoyable journey. But yeah, really excited, mate. Yeah, I mean, I don't really look into Toto too much. This is the proper like a European Cup Winners' Cup for me, I think. So yeah, really excited and can't wait. And and I don't have to wait that long. It's like a 5:30 kickoff, I think. So yeah, not long to go, I think.
Yeah. No, definitely. And with the Champions League, I'm not a huge fan of the Champions League no more. But the games last night sort of got me in the mood for it as well. And the thing what done me was watching the BT game, and I went, just a reminder, Europa League game, and then it had our badge in the top left, like saying that it's and that's sort of what kicked me in. Do you know what I mean? It was like, yeah, no, it actually is. I wonder how many people are wearing a Vlasic shirt though out there. How many people do you reckon?
I don't know about that. Well, going back to Champions League, I was saying earlier on, I think the standard is the lowest it's been for many years. When you saw the state of Barcelona, Real Madrid, Milan, it was just all over the place, I think. So I think the Europa is going to be more exciting. I think they've cut down the number of teams in Europa to match the Champions League format. So there's less matches this season. I think a lot of people might not know that. And because you've got that third tournament, isn't it? So a lot of the clubs have gone into that tournament. And then a few from the Champions League will come into Europa a bit later down the line. So I think looking at look at Napoli, people like Napoli are in there. Leicester, West Ham, Lazio, these are all, well, apart from us and Leicester, they're all Champions League sort of teams, aren't they, really? So I think it's really, really, really strong, I think, yeah, all the groups.
Do you think the crowd's going to play its part today for both occasions?
It's will for the home team. Yeah, will for the home team, I think. Not sure if our voices can be heard, but I remember the Tottenham game, and it's a very hostile atmosphere, as you do in the European. And unfortunately, some of our black players are going to get stick, mate. You know, so I was watching sort of the one West Ham player give an interview who played in the 80s in Europe for us, David Cross. Yeah, so that's going to be one thing. Hopefully, certainly Antonio is going to be targeted by the defenders and the crowd. So hopefully he can rise above that. And so I hope we're not talking about that tomorrow, but that's just one or two things coming to my mind. So I think the home crowd will definitely play a role. And when you look at the group, Milesy, I think us and them are the ones who are going to win the group. And you just got to think about it. Do you want to chance it and go for the win and end up losing, or do you want to be a bit more careful and play professionally and draw and then win the home leg and win the group? So a lot of things to think about that we can discuss, I think, later on.
Yeah. Carl, what about you, mate? What do you reckon? Do you reckon? I know we've only got I think it's like 1,400, but like what we were saying off air just now, there seems to be a lot of fans going out there, creating the atmosphere. And I sort of said it on Jake's show last night. I think the fact that a lot of our players were on international duty, they're used to these kind of crowds, like Declan Rice for Hungary and Poland. So I don't see Declan playing, me personally, but do you reckon the international players are definitely going to help us, the experience?
Yeah, well, like there's going to be a lot of fans over there. They might not all be in the stadium, but there's going to be a buzz around the area. Like there's going to be a buzz in the team itself. There's going to be a lot that the players will be affected by. Like there's going to be confidence there. They're going to want to go in and win this, and the fans, yeah, these Dynamo fans, they're passionate, that's for sure, and they sort of have their group of ultras who walk around and they might be causing a bit of mayhem, but it's part of the European tour. I know we can't say we've done it before. We haven't really been involved in this, but hopefully it's the start of a new chapter, and we're going to have to get used to going abroad and playing teams like this. These teams you might overlook because you don't hear about them because they're not going and winning Champions Leagues and all, but they're certainly going to be a tough bunch, and the fans are going to be loud.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the way I see it, I think if we win our home games and draw a couple away, I think that's enough for us to win the group. Do you think a draw is a bad result, Jazz, tonight?
No, very good start. I think. No, I think it's good. That's why when we talk about the tactics and lineups later on, I think it's going to be important which way we think about it. So I think a draw will be a good result. Yeah. Especially because I think they're the rivals to win the group. I think us and Zagreb are the two strongest teams in the group. Yeah.
I think this is a very great point from Mandy. We have leaders on the pitch now. Suchek, Rice, Kufal, Ogi, all leaders, which we'll need. Yeah, I agree. Jazz, I know you've done a bit more homework probably than what I have. So what sort of team are we expecting to play tonight, mate?
We're expecting to play a team that largely plays 4-4-2. Only rarely they play 4-3-3. So certainly when they played Spurs, it was 4-4-2, a game which they won 3-0. They've got a guy called Mislav Orsic up front who scored a hat-trick against Spurs. So he's kind of Croatian. He plays with another guy called, I think it's Petkovic. And I think their captain, Adini, he's kind of 29, 30. I think he's played about 300 appearances. He's a well-known North Macedonian player. So those three are quite big. Orsic's kind of forward partner, Gavronovic, Mario, he was sold, so he's no longer there. So these three are going to be good, I think. They don't concede hardly any goals at home, even looking at last season's Europa and Champions League matches, really. So that's one thing to note. They keep it very, very tight. Spurs was 3-0. Another game was 1-0. I think the other game was like 0-0. So you've got to bear that in mind when we talk about the lineups, really. And so I think those are the main teams. I'm expecting 4-4-2, and I'm expecting them to probably keep an eye on Antonio, I think. Rough him up a bit. And obviously we've got to be careful giving free kicks away because they're going to be diving. It's just going to be the usual European game scenario, really. We've just got to be on our feet, professional, alert, and like you said, have as many leaders and first team players that we can afford, bearing in mind you've got United coming up the weekend to make sure we get that point at least.
Yeah, so you're sort of mentioning clean sheets there. So Dominik Livakovic, the goalkeeper, sorry if I've pronounced that wrong. My pronunciation's not that great. And so he's played 152 games for Dynamo. 100 clean sheets. Goalkeeper.
Yeah, they don't concede a lot, mate. Yeah.
So when you look at it like that, he sort of had a good game in the Euros. Do you remember? He was the goalkeeper when we played Croatia in the first game. Kept everything tight. But to be honest, I think it's just so hard for because we don't even know what team David Moyes is going to pick. We don't even know what system. Me personally, I can see a back five playing. So if he don't know,
I didn't know either. But it's interesting, isn't it? Because when I started first looking at it, they don't concede a lot. I had a feeling I'd probably stick 5-6 at the back. They don't. They play 4-4-2 and they don't concede. So what do? Do they just sit back, even the wingers? Or that would be interesting, isn't it? Because I haven't watched them really, but that's interesting. 4-4-2 and that many clean sheets. That's pretty impressive. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. Sorry, Carl, do you want to add anything, mate? Or
Yeah, well, even coming from a league where you're the main sort of competition where you're winning constantly, even though you might not have the skill level of, say, like the teams like West Ham and the as good a player, when you get into the situation of playing them, they have a winning attitude. They're used to winning. They're winners, and when you have that, it'll just make them better. They're going to be more confident. They're a tough nut to crack, but we'll give them a fair whack. Like, we just have to go for it. So it's just, do we have as much of a winner's attitude as them? They're in a league. I think there's only 10 teams in the league, and they've won it like 20 something times in the last 30 years. They're just winners. So we'll have to go out them and show that we're here to win.
I think even in the Europa, like you said, they went all the way to the quarterfinals and only lost 1-0 to Villarreal. So they just don't concede. They just don't concede at home, and we've got to be a bit wary of that, and hopefully not too overconfident, because we're coming on the back of a good season, unbeaten in 4, more or less everyone fit, selected, So we just got to be a bit more sensible. But that European experience for a lot of the players, I think it's there, isn't it? You look at Souček, you look at Corral, Kufal, Zuma, Vlasic. So you got quite a few in there, don't you, that have played in Europe? So I think we should be okay, and that's the kind of player David Moyes has been bringing in. And luckily we got a lot of East European players, I think. So when we come to talk about what lineups and selections, I think that could come into play. That you pick more of those boys that are used to playing in hostile sort of environments, and to help the British players a bit. I think, yeah.
yeah, no, definitely. We'll sort of go on the lineups. What does everyone expect the lineups to be? It's probably easier said than done. Maybe we've sort of done this on Jake's show. We'll sort of try and work out what system we are. Do you reckon Areola starts tonight?
I've gone for Areola to start. Yeah. I picked him. Yeah.
Carl, for Huas?
Yeah, I think if there's no chance Fab starting tonight. I think there's no point of taking Areola on loan if you're not going to play him, and Europe's where he's going to get his first chance.
I want him in first team ASAP, I think.
Yeah, and this is going to be his chance to take that.
We've got someone in the green room. Ready?
Good evening, lads. I found a pocket of time to pop on.
Oh, wow, it's the face.
Yeah.
Exclusive, everyone. Exclusive.
Yeah. How are we all doing? How do we think we'll do tonight?
I think we just need a draw, I think we were saying. Respecting Dynamo's home pedigree, especially not conceding much, hostile crowd. So I think a point I'll be happy, because I think the group leaders will come out of these two. I think that's what we were discussing. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I agree. I think it's the toughest game in the group, and it's the first game in the group. The one thing is that I think Vlasic touched on it yesterday, that their home ground is quite far, like the stands are quite far away from the pitch. So hopefully the atmosphere isn't too intense. So I'm feeling confident though, to be honest, but it just depends what team we put out.
I think the stands don't make any difference in Europe. We often have a go at our own stadium, but I always tell everyone, this is normal in Europe. The OS would be a normal ground, and you've seen it even in Rome. There's a couple of car parks, trucks parked behind the goal. Even if you look at the old Wembley footage, the old Stamford Bridge, have a look at the old Wembley footage. They're miles behind the goal, and they never said anything. So the atmosphere will be through the roof. I think it doesn't really matter to them. They're nuts there. Fireworks, all sorts going on, I think. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely. So what system do you reckon we're going to play before we sort of work out who do you reckon? Me personally, I reckon it'll be a 3-5-2 or 5-3-2, whatever you look at it. What about you?
I think it would just be the what we normally do, to be honest. I think it'll be a 4-2-3-1. The only change I see is I think Benrahma won't start. I think he'll get dropped. Not the only change, sorry, the only change in attack for Vlasic. And then I think Zuma will come in for Dawson and Areola for Fabianski, but that's about it, really. Antonio's obviously going to start. Moyes touched on it yesterday. He probably wouldn't have been starting if he didn't get the red card. But now it looks like he's going to.
I'm going for a sort of wing-back system with 3 centre-backs. The issue playing 4 at the back is, I agree with what Marzi said earlier in the week. I can't see Cresswell travelling or, if playing, doing well. And that's the problem we've got.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't travel, we don't have a left-back. That's the problem. So what I've gone for Ogbonna, Zuma, Dawson in the back 3, and Masuaku, Kufal wing-backs, which I think Marzi was talking about. Král, Souček in the middle, Vlasic, Antonio, Bowen up front, really. But there's not... You've got to rely on Kufal and Masuaku for the creativity because Benrahma are put on the bench. So I'm really unsure. I want to take Dawson out and put Benrahma behind the front 3. But being away, I'm just being cautious that we don't concede because I think we're going to be under pressure at the beginning. And I think having those 3 big centre-backs and 2 wing-backs that can hopefully also defend will help. And so I'm being quite cautious and relying on us breaking away with the pace of Masuaku and Kufal's not too bad. And get Vlasic on the ball and Antonio. I'm just trying to be fairly safe at the back. I don't think 4-4-2 at home away, especially with Cresswell, I don't think it's not going to work. And if Cresswell doesn't play, we don't have an option to play 4 at the back. It's a bit worrying. I can't play Masuaku left back in a 4-4-2. I can't.
Yeah, see, I think it will be Dawson, Diop, and Zuma is the 3 centre halves. Frederick's right wing back. Masuaku left wing back with a midfield 3 of Král, Souček, and Lanzini with Bowen and Vlasic up front.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually. I forgot about Lanzini. He might come in.
Yeah. Oh, talking about that, there was someone on one of the channels yesterday, well-known guy on Instagram, and he's pretty certain that Noble's going to play, which I'm a bit worried about. He says Noble's going to play. They're going to give him the armband for the first European game, and I hope I'm wrong. I just think he's past it, mate. I don't know with Noble. I just don't want him in there. I'm just saying it the way it is. So I think he's playing, but for him to play instead of Král, that's even more stupid. But
yeah.
What about you, Carl? What do you reckon, mate?
I think we'll stick to the sort of 4-2-3-1. I think it's going to be Areola in goal, Soufal right back. I think they might give Johnson a go at left back because Johnson's sort of. I know I don't think he's a left back.
Johnson's not gonna do well in that environment. Trust me.
I don't think. I'm just thinking because I think Moyes would prefer playing him than he would play Masuaku.
No, he's been average, mate. No,
I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan. I'm just thinking the way Moyes does.
In that environment, especially him being black, I'm just being honest. I don't want it. I wouldn't put him out there. I think he's a quite sensitive guy. I think I don't want him out there. No.
Yeah,
it's not. I'm not thinking like what I want really. If I want like the team I want is different to what I think is going to be played. I think it's going to be Zuma and Diop at centre back. I think he's going to give them both a go. I think it will be Král, Souček midfield, with I think it'll be Vlasic, Bowen, and I think he'll give Jarmo a go with Antonio up front. I think it's just going to be one of those. He's going to experiment a bit, and it's European football. You can't play the out and out Premier League team. We've a game in 4 days. He can't be playing Bowen, Fornals, Benrahma, all these lads who are going to be running their bollocks off. In all fairness to them, if even Rice, I don't think he's going to play Rice because Rice hasn't had a break in who knows how long. So he needs to keep them fit. We have a long season ahead.
Yeah, see, that's what I've sort of said as well. I understand, like, certain games you probably do want a Rice or Souček in there for energy. So, in my opinion, on the away games, you do, like, one each. So, Rice don't play tonight, Souček don't play the next away game. Because the home games, it's just not travelling. Do you see what I mean? Like, do it like
Král a go with both of them. You need to get Král in. If we're going to be taking him, he needs to get a bit of chemistry, like.
I think this is the one. This is going to be the hardest game in the whole league for me. So I'd rather play good team now, and then Rapid Vienna. You can do whatever you want. I feel, and the other team. So I think this is the one where Noble. You can bring Noble in for one of the Rapid Vienna games if you want at home, but I don't know about Noble. What do you think about Noble playing? What do you think?
If
No, not.
there's a lot of energy with him, he can dictate play well. We all know that he can control a game. Does the team around him have the legs? Like, you can't play Noble and Yarmolenko or the likes of them in the same team.
Yeah.
You need the right team built around Noble. You'd probably want our normal starting sort of Premier League team, and maybe one of Rice or Souček dropped out and have one of them beside him to have Noble in. But I couldn't see it happening if the likes of Yarmos might be playing, or even Lanzini, lads who aren't going to be out and out running the show. Like, he needs a lot of energy.
Yeah, a lot of the game bypasses him, doesn't it? He just doesn't get involved because he just can't get around. So
he doesn't have the legs. Like, it's just it's time.
No,
Joe, do you know what the name of the guy is that said Noble's starting?
Is it Jack? Is it Jack? YouTube Jack?
Jack, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He
and he's with them. He's over with them, isn't he?
He saw Noble at the hotel yesterday, and he's gonna be the captain. Yeah.
He's playing then. So
yeah.
Do you take Kral out and have him beside Souček then, maybe?
I'm a bit worried then, Jazz, like you.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
First away game in Europe, and we're giving people starts because it's their honeymoon period.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing what worries me then is maybe I sort of agree with that comment what Gaza sort of made. If you go in there with a free with Kral and Souček as a free, that won't be as bad. But if you've got him and Yarmolenko playing with just as do you know what I mean, on the wing, we're just going to get overrun. I can sort of agree there what Gaza's saying. If he's in there with a free, I don't think it would be as bad as what we're making out.
Yeah. I know Zagreb have a young defender called Vardio, is it? Josic Vardio or something like that. He's meant to be really, really good. That's the only player I really know from Zagreb.
The problem is if we play a 3 in midfield, where's the creativity coming from?
Yeah,
because none of them, like, we all know Nobes has a good pass in him and he can dictate a bit of a game, but like, there's no creativity there. You need someone, because if you're playing a 2-man midfield, you can be willing to let them sit back and they don't do any of the creative sort of duty and they just sort of work hard. But if you're going to have a 3-man midfield, you're going to need some creativity in it, and if it's the likes of Kral, Souček and Noble, I don't know.
Yeah.
It makes me a bit nervous.
Now that I think about it, I do think it's going to be a 2. Because if Noble and Antonio are pretty much definitely starting, I can't see him starting a front 3 of Antonio and then Vlasic and someone else, and Vlasic and Yarmolenko, for example, on the wings. I think he'll start Bowen no matter what. So I do think 4-2-3-1.
So I can sort of get it as well, though. If we go out there and he does sort of play a strong side and we go 2-0 up or something, then he can afford to make the changes. I'd rather go out and get the result sort of half done instead of bringing the likes of Antonio, Rice on with like 25 minutes to go, and if especially if they're winning, they're just going to be playing tactical fouls and taking us out, and then we've got more risk of our star players getting injured as well.
Yeah, I think this is a game we should have gone full strength for, if I'm honest, because you want to get off to a good start. If we don't go full strength now and we lose, then we're just going to have to do it further on in the group, if that makes sense. So it would just put us in bother later in the season when the schedule is even more hectic around Christmas time.
I think so. Yeah. I think people like Kral.
Really
get Kral. He hasn't hardly played. Get Vlasic in there. Antonio. Get him in there.
See, I wouldn't play Antonio.
No, he has the next game off. You see.
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, but you give him.
He's gonna get bullied.
You'll give him. What's that? 3 or 4, 9 days off before Leeds. I think he'll need that, especially with the travel. What he's done. I think, no disrespect, Man United's a harder game than what the Man City. The Carabao Cup's not really important to me this year, like because of the European. So I would just save him for that as well, and then just give him the extra days rest what he needs for Leeds away.
When, do you know when? Do you know when the Jamaica game's coming up again? Is it in a couple of weeks again? Is it?
3 weeks.
4
Yeah.
weeks.
There you
3
go.
weeks.
What's the point in resting him? He's going to mess himself up again. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. It's all about. It's just
Yeah.
we don't know about the pitch or something. Like, do you know what I mean? I know it doesn't matter. Like, you don't want him to run on it. The pitch is hard.
I don't.
But,
yeah. I don't know if anyone followed what actually happened in that Jamaica game because I read
Yeah, I
that
watched it.
it was shocking for him.
Yeah,
The team was
I
really
thought
bad.
so.
He just running around on his own, no support, really dry ground. It was a nightmare.
Yeah. It just felt like a team of individuals, didn't it? The manager for Jamaica is. I've only watched him once, but you can already see how bad he is. They had no tactics. It was just long balls from the keeper to Ruth and Antonio. And when they have players like Morrison in midfield, who, yes, he's not progressed in his career, but you'd expect him to dominate against Panama. I don't see why they didn't get the ball down and start passing it around, but there you go.
Yeah.
I'm really excited though, gents. I really, really am. I'm excited for the game. I think the atmosphere is just really gonna push on, and we've deserved this. I know you can sort of say it. Like I saw some Arsenal fans saying, "You don't know how broken we are. This is our first year, and God knows how long without European football." But they never really took it seriously. But no, we'll see how we'll see how it goes, and I still think we'll nick it. I still think we'll nick the win.
Yeah, I think we will as well. I think we'll win 2-1.
I don't know what to expect. I can't. I don't know. I'll probably go for a draw. I don't know. Yeah, it could go.
I'm thinking draw as well.
I need to see the team lineup. I think to feel a bit more comfortable, and that lineup because we've got our squad has got slightly bigger than last season, so we do have options apart from left back. So it could go anyway, couldn't it?
Yeah.
Just don't want anyone being injured as usual, isn't it? With people like Vlasic and
I think Vlasic will really be up for it because it's away at his hometown's rivals. It's probably going to be his first start for West Ham if he does start, which I think he should. So I think in his own country, I think I'm calling a Vlasic man and match performance tonight.
Having said that, they'll earmark him, won't they? Want to take him down as well, won't they? He'll be one of those.
Yeah.
Especially that he played for their rivals. I think it will be. But like I said, I'm really excited. Obviously, we're doing the watch along later. I'm going to set up the stream shortly. So anyone, all 12 of you in the chat, we're doing a watch along later. We'll get it spread on social media. So come and get involved on your thoughts. I think we'll probably go live about half an hour before kickoff. To give you the match day build up, and we'll go from there. Let's have a look.
Know the squad by then as well. It will be sort of you'll have more of a prediction then.
Yeah, I agree, Ken. A draw would be a good result.
Yeah.
For me, like I said, if you win your home games and stay unbeaten away, you're through. That's 12 points. Do you know what I mean? So that's the way I sort of see it. And I agree with what Gazza's saying. Now, West Ham fans in Zagreb are going to love it. We've sort of mentioned their danger men. Orsic, don't really know too much about him apart from scoring a hat-trick against Spurs, which is also great. Did you see Noble's interview yesterday?
Nah.
Yeah.
Oh, Jazz. So him and Moyes were in the interview, and they went, obviously, there's no mug Zagreb, especially when they beat Spurs 3-0, and Noble just started laughing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a nice little touch to see. But no, like I said, there's not really much we can. It's not like a league game where you can go, oh, if you got a decent result, Moyes probably won't really change it. With this, it's like a monopoly. I reckon at least 6 changes will be done tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, what changes do you reckon they are?
Well, I sort of set it up. So Areola in goal, that's 1. Zuma and Diop, that's 3. Crow and Lanzini, that's 5, and Vlasic.
Noble as well, as looks like it, doesn't it? Noble.
Yep.
God. But what's more encouraging now is our squad depth has really improved on the last few days of the January window. So if Zuma and Areola, for example, come in, I think that's an upgrade on Fabianski and Dawson. So Yeah, I think defensively we'll do well tonight. But it's just whether we create enough, which I think Cahill mentioned earlier, because the midfield three of Noble and Krau and Soucek, as Andy said, if that happens, it's not going to be great going forward.
See, this game is made for Lanzini, I think, in my opinion. He proved in Burnley what he's like, coming deep, releasing the ball and hitting teams on the counter, and I think that's going to be the only way. The amount of clean sheets they've had, I can't see us scoring many set piece goals. Do you know what I mean? Well, they defend. But no, it's going to be interesting. Like you said, we'll probably do the build-up show from about 5:15, where we'll be going live and giving our reaction to the starting 11, and obviously going through the game. But we've sort of said it, so I'm going 3-1. We'll just go around again, just so if anyone misses it. So what's your score, Carl?
I'm going 1-1. I think it'll be tough to even score against this lot, and we've been conceding goals recently, so I'll just go for that.
Alf?
I see what you're saying about the clean sheets, and I do agree they're probably good defensively. But then again, someone else would make the argument that the Croatian league has, let's be honest, not got a lot of good teams in it. So I think they're by far the best team in their league. Sorry.
But we judged it by looking at the Champions League Europa. Yeah. We were judging the clean sheets they kept in Europa and Champions League. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Oh, right then. Yeah.
So what's your final score then, mate?
But anyway, I think we'll win 2-1. I think we'll be 1-0 up at half time, and I think they'll equalise it at around half an hour to go, and then Antonio will score late.
Yeah. Jazz?
Yeah, it's a tough one now, isn't it? I was thinking 1-1, 2-2, 2-1 to us. Bloody yeah, my mind's going all over the place. Because, with West Ham, your heart, you fight your head fights with your heart. So,
yeah.
I'll go for a 2-2.
Yeah.
Because I think we do score a lot of goals, I think. So, yeah, 2-2.
2-0. Yeah. No, like I said, people, everyone's in the chat or everyone's watching it after. From 5:15, we'll be live here doing the watch along. So if you want to come on and have your say or get involved in the chat, see how well we're playing, then by all means. I've got to go and fit a 8-hour day for the rest of the day so I can watch it. So I need to head back to work. But we just wanted to give our preview on the game. Does anyone else want to add anything?
No, not really.
We have to go out with the right team to win it. Like, that's the thing. We're kind of even conflicted doing our predictions there because we're kind of nervous on what team we're going to select. So it's really dependent on the team selected. We can go out there and win it, or we could go and throw it away, depending on the selected team. So hopefully we're a bit more excited for it whenever we see the team about 5 o'clock. So yeah. Have to wait, unfortunately.
Yeah, let's see what happens. Yeah, we're all excited.
Cool. No, definitely. Thanks for everyone joining in and getting involved in the chat. Like I said, from 5:15, we'll be live on the watch along. Please remember to like the video and look in the description below for our new sponsor, Glazewise. So if you want nude windows, conservatories, doors, then Glazewise is your man, and quote West Ham Reunited and you get a discount. So there's only one thing left to say from all of us, and I hope everyone enjoys their day, which is bye Jazz. Every episode it happens, but
had to do it on time.
I think it will just be us two, so us three, sorry. So one thing left to say from us